Rahul, welcome to the Raj and Pablo show. Unfortunately, Raj can't be with us down to technical problems. But as you well know from your film, Invisible Demons, which is going to be shown at the Cannes Film Festival, big fans of the Cannes Film Festival because we've seen amazing stuff come from there. Technical problems seem the least of our worries compared to what's actually happening in the world. Because your film is based around climate change, right?
Yes, just one of the many things.
And I mean, talk about a mammoth task. One, climate change, with which I mean, multiple effects of climate change, of course. But then in Delhi, which we know is heavily polluted, has issues with CO2 in the air. So, why did you? How did that all come about? Climate change in Delhi.
I often think of why I do things, why I feel things, and why I particularly feel certain things than others. And this particular film, I think, came from a physical and guttural feeling. I was hiking in the mountains for a month, and then when I went back home to Delhi in in the autumn of 2016, I immediately got sick, and going into fall, it got worse, and I was hospitalized, and I learned that my doctors are sick, and like really hypochondriac people,
Yeah.
including me, and it was such a feeling of desperation to be like, oh wait, I'm 25 years old, and I have all the economic privileges to surround myself with ACs, air condition, like air purifiers, water purifiers, and if I'm getting sick, then what must be so the case with all the people that are not in my position? And this kind of empathy and helplessness made me feel like, well, I'm young right now. I can make a film about pollution and heat and all the things that disturb me. It's basically like a document about the Anthropocene. It's how you perceive feelings when you're 50 Celsius heat blasted.
Mm.
When you're going through a heat wave, what's going on in your head? It's I hate it. I mean, I become very depressed and paralyzed. I can't move and I can't think, and I just want everything to end.
So can I ask you, how much did you, when you kind of thought, okay, I'm going to engage with this is what I want to make my film on, how much did you know already? Did you know about things like the planetary boundaries? Did you know about, you know, um, other things that have been affecting
Yes,
us and
yes,
how we've
absolutely,
crossed?
absolutely. I'm a compulsive worrier, let's say.
Yeah.
And just like I feel hypochondriac about my own body, if I shake somebody's hand, I'm thinking of, okay, when am I going to wash them next? Uh, the same way I feel about the planet. And um, which means to say, I think of the boundaries or the membranes between my own body and the one of the planet I'm on as something very similar, as something where both are alive. And I read every day about different numbers and statistics and speeches and discoveries about how bad things actually are, and not as how they were predicted before. And
But
there's a,
it's also there's something to say about its value sense making in what you've just described in terms of how you describe yourself and your relationship with the planet, or how you engage with it. So, but it has to be stemmed from somewhere. Do you look back into your childhood, or is this something you've gradually?
absolutely, absolutely. Since I was young, I was asking my dad about the river that was full of foam, and I used to be like, wait, is that a river or is that a sewer? Is there a difference between those two things, or are they the same thing? And he used to just be gobsmacked by me just like throwing a volley of questions at him that he couldn't answer. And I thought, as a child, the adults will take care of this. Of course, it
Yeah.
just must be a temporary thing. But then the more I grew, the more the rivers of foam grew. And I realized the adults really didn't do much.
So, well, basically, I mean, what I think we've just got there. Where I was trying to get to is um, whether you knew it or not then, but Rahul Jain had to make this movie. It was going to happen at some point in your life.
Thank you. I mean, that's a great way to look at it. Sure. Yeah.
So, what are you hoping that people are going to take away from the movie? I mean, is there anything that is going? I mean, for people who don't really know that much about what's happening in the planet, do you think it's going to open their eyes to it? Is there a shock
I didn't
value
want
to
to
it?
create a document about numbers and statistics because you can find all of those things on Wikipedia. And I think films are a different kind of visual and semiotic communication than graphs or numbers or any kind of stimuli that is informational, explicitly so.
Yeah.
I wanted to find a way how to communicate the feeling of just inhaling bad air, rotten air, or just being blasted by a heat wave and feeling like you're a piece of soft serve melting on the ground. Um, I don't know how this will affect people. All I can say is that I was trying to create something which was an expression of how a child sees blood on their hands and they don't know what to do about it, but something tells me it's wrong. It shouldn't be there.
So you've taken away the facts and figures, and you've actually, well, brought it alive with feelings.
I hope that I can keep doing that.
And I mean, there's no easy answer to this, but I mean, do you think society's in a place where we know that it's time for us to give back? Otherwise, we are actually really seriously running out of time.
Only for the last 60 years.
Hmm. Because
Now,
I think
now
I have a feeling there's still people who think, well, as long as I get through my life, it's not really my problem.
um,
What do you have to say to people like that?
I would say that if we were not being recorded.
Oh, okay. So we won't say anything then. But can I just say, this is a topic that I'm especially interested in, and I was really excited when I was going to speak to you. I'm excited about the movie, and I hope it goes well at Cannes. I really, really do. And on a personal level, I'd just like to congratulate you for making a movie. From what you describe, it sounds like a must-watch to me. So thank you very much.
That's very kind of you for these words, and I hope that you and the people in the UK they get a proper chance to see in the cinemas. Of course, behooving the pandemic, even if it goes to a screen, it's totally amazing. But if you really find a big screen, that would be something.
And it's another step in changing perceptions, which I think is a huge deal. So thank you very much, and thank you for talking to me.
Thank you. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Rukus Avenue Radio.